Okay, so I am going to show you how to update changes to individual sheets once you get one sheet done, and then you can use that sheet to then create the rest of them. So let me go ahead and share my screen here and desktop. Oh, share screen. Okay, so here is the email that I have of the changes that we need to make. So I usually just use RD1 because it makes it easier for me to remember which sheets I've been working on. So that's just a personal preference. You don't have to do that. Okay, so if you open up RD1, let's see here. There it is. Okay, RD1. And we go to April. March had some changes that were made to it that we could reuse, but for this training, I will use April. So the first thing we need to do is change Abrams Rose preventative maintenance from that to new business. So we're just going to type in new business, no big deal. That's easy to do. Okay, and then we are going to change. Oh, you know what we're going to do? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this because so we're going to copy, scratch all of that. We're going to copy all of this. And I'll probably start this. I'll see if I can do some editing so I don't have to scratch too much of this. But we're going to take all the way down to where that is. Whoa, hey, stop. This is going to be interesting because it has a delay when I share my screen. Okay, so we're going to copy this. And we're going to put that into April. And then we're going to clear out any hours that are actually there. Okay, so we're going to clear out all of these hours that we see. I don't think RD1 has any other hours besides these lines. So we're going to clear out all of these, clear contents. And I believe April ends in the 31st. Let's take her the 30th. Okay, so this is already set up so that it's appropriate for the month at the top. So we started on the 2nd. Okay, so what we're going to do is new business was already done, so we don't have to worry about editing that. We also had new business down at the bottom down here that used to be, let's see, let me see what my email says. Used to be Rose Inpatient and Aurora Inpatient, which are no longer contracts being supported. So those we've changed. So the biggest changes that we need to make right now is the Wellness Center patients for cash or credit card. So we're going to just insert a couple of lines. It looks like based on our email that we're going to need roughly 4 different lines, I believe. So we're going to do, we're going to call these, instead of doing number of Wellness Center patients, cash or credit card, we're going to just do Wellness Center 1 hour. And then we're going to do Wellness Center 45-minute. And then we're going to do Wellness Center 30-minute. And then we're going to do Wellness Center package visit. Okay. And then we're going to take these lines because they're already calculating appropriately, and we're going to just drag. If you put your cursor over this, it'll drag them down and it'll take everything down. Now we're going to need to adjust the rates. So Wellness Center hour visit is $98. The Wellness Center 45-minute visit is $69. The Wellness Center 30-minute is $55. And then the Wellness Center package visit looks like it's $195 if, I'm guessing that's for 2 hours. I don't know. So we'll keep that there and do that. Okay, so that's that. We now have the Wellness Center packages that we're putting in there. So the biggest thing to make sure of is that you're doing an insert when you do your first sheet. So the part that you're going to do for the rest of April is none of this, because we've basically made a base for every sheet now that we're going to copy from. But what we're first going to do is make sure that this is calculating to the right row. So this is calculating to Z. So let's see. We are calculating to Y. So that's good that this is going to Z this month. So we're good. So E to Z is what we want. E to Y is really what we need, but E to Z is fine. And then what we're going to do down here is, one, we need to make sure that we take this out because that will need to be a new number this month. And then we're going to take this here and we're going to do a Control X, and we're going to move it over here to Friday and do a Control V. And then we're going to make sure that you see how it says E to F, we're going to then slide this over and make sure that it's calculating. This is where you get your week total calculation. So we're just gonna, the reason we're just, oops, what, I must have just undid that. Let's there should be a redo function up here. Let's redo, there we go. Okay. So we're going to do a Control X again, and we're just going to do this. So what we're essentially doing is just making sure that we are, this is actually going to be J, not G. So J through N. Okay, so you just want to make sure that they're the correct columns. So basically you're trying to calculate, you're essentially calculating Monday through Friday's time. So this is going to be O through S. Okay, and then we're going to do this one here. Not super hard, just takes a little bit of time. The nice part is that once you get this finished, like this sheet finished, you can copy this sheet to the rest of the sheets. What is this column? Stop. So this is going to be T to X. Okay. Now it looks like we have one more. That's just going to actually go here, and it'll just be Y to Y. We don't really need to do that, but that's okay. And then we're going to get rid of this because it's irrelevant for this month. So if you clear the contents and clear the, actually I'm just going to delete this row or this column. I'm on a Mac, so it is a little bit different. If you're on a PC, you can actually just do deletes and it'll work. Okay, so I just usually go back and just make sure that the formulas are correct. So E to I, J to N, okay, O to S, and this is going to be T to X and Y. Okay, so that's going to give you your weekly numbers. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to save this. Oh, I keep pushing too many buttons. Let's delete this. Okay, come on. Okay, so we're going to save this, and then we're going to open up the next sheet, which I just go in order no matter where it is in my listing here, because then I don't forget. So here's the big key, and I don't know how this is going to be for on a PC, but on a Mac, there's a specific way I have to actually paste all this in. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that in the hours column, they have not populated any hours. If they have, you're going to have to figure out where they populated those hours, maybe copy them up to like the top row up here, so that you can use them again, because you don't want to take away from what the RDs have actually already put in. You don't want to waste their time. So you're going to go to 1, and you're going to copy from that row 7 all the way down. Let's see. And you're going to copy, this is why we did these calculations down here. So you're going to copy down there, and you're going to do a Control C. And then you're going to go to RD2, and you're going to do a Control V. Okay, so you see your sums here, E to Y, okay? And then you're going to see your dollars here, everything that you've put in. So now all of that is in here, so you don't have to worry about that. That's the beauty of doing it on one sheet so that you can then copy it to the next sheet. Let me go ahead and take a look at the rates that were up here. I got another email. Please confirm that the correct per the attached Highlands contract. Please note there was a 3% Highlands increase that will go into effect this month of $33.82. So Highlands is right here. So that would be, that's crazy because I've got it sitting at $42.59. So yeah, so $43.87, I guess, is what we've been calculating that at for the rate on the RD sheets, I guess. So if that in fact is going into effect, it's not critical for it to be there for the individual sheets. It's critical for the master sheet. And I will do a separate video on that at a later date. I know that you are wanting to complete by Friday, April. So I'm gonna have to do that, I don't know when, because it's gonna take me some time to get April in there. And I will do a video on that, but I do not have the time tonight to do that video. So I will try to find time sometime on Thursday or Friday to do that for you. So what you can do is you can take the same method. So you're gonna save this RD2. Do that same steps where you're just literally doing a copy and pasting for all the rest of the sheets. But what this video is gonna help you with is if you need to make a change, you do it to the first sheet, you make the change, you look at it, and then you copy it into the rest of the sheets. So really you just wanna make sure, and I'm trying to remember who it is, but there is usually one RD that fills out their sheet already. I don't know if 11 is filled out. But if they've already filled out their sheet, then you can just copy the row that they've filled out and you can copy it and paste it up here above Monday. And then that way it saves it. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to let me know. But you can go ahead and complete 3 through 11 and including the RDPRN, regardless of whether you're using them. I update them so that they're up to date and that we don't have to worry about them going forward. Okay, so hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions tomorrow while you're doing this, just let me know. I'm gonna make this as short as possible so that I can get it posted and it doesn't take forever to load up to YouTube. All right, let me know, give me some feedback. Let me know if this was beneficial or helpful and I'll talk to you soon.